the first of the Group 1s we're going to highlight now, and it is race number 8 on the card for the 2-year-old fillies, the Sire Stakes Championship. The first horse we're going to highlight is number 3, Opulent. This was the performance last start to the races. Finishing second in this is also Norvic De Milo. These two have been big foes throughout the season so far. Opulent in the trail and taking out the feature last time to the races on the 20th of April.
Norvic De Milo from on the outside, trying hard only for you. 2 lengths away, Opulent as they swing in. It gets the passing lane run. Further back, Pepper Potts is arriving late. Then further away next, we've got Gold Elite at the 200 metres. The leader is Norvic De Milo. Opulent on the insides, coming after it and wider out only for you. And in behind them, Pepper Potts. But Opulent won the Group 1. Second will be Norvic De Milo from on the outside. Next as they went across was only for
We spoke about this race last week on the show, Craig, and she really turned things around, showing good manners and got a good trip throughout.
Well, that's right. Gatespeed won of that race, Jess, and it may well do again this week. She's in barrier number 3. She's got cracking speed. She'll probably get across Pepper Potts. Pacific Rapture's got good gate speed as well, but I think she'd be quite happy to take a trail, as she did last week, and use the passing lane. She'll wear the yellow colours this week of the Harness Jewels, not the red colours of last week. Of course, she's now the Harness Jewels leader, Jess, with 82,000 in the bin. Got to be a very good winning chance, but I tell you what, I've gone through this race in depth, and there's at least 6 winning chances in this race. There was horses very unlucky last week, and horses that have got the right draw to get the right run if things go their way. If Pacific Rapture stays in front, a horse like Tandia's Bromac would get a lovely trip through from the second row. Of course, if Opulent leads, Pacific Rapture will get a nice trip. So it's a very tricky race. And a horse that we're going to talk about in the video we're going to watch very shortly is a horse called Rozelski. I thought it was absolutely outstanding and running third last week. We look at the picture now, Jess. We've got Only For You in front, Pacific Rapture in the trail, and Rozelski, who's now parked out in 3 wide, has done a stack of work from the second row and never really got onto the track. Very good run from Rozelski. We talk about this after watching the video.
Well back now is Winter Strike as they swing in, 200 metres to go. The leader Only For You, the favourite, tackled by Rozelski on the outside. Switching to the passing lane is Pacific Rapture with a likely looking bid. Then Delightful Christian, and back in behind those next then was Can't Teach That. It's Pacific Rapture over on the inside, got a beautiful run through, and Pacific Rapture won it second over Only For You. Third was Rozelski, and then came Delightful Christian ahead of Can't Teach That. Back in behind
that was Pacific Rapture winning the PGG final last week at listed level with Alexandra Park. And a note too in the Stipes report, Craig, that Rozelski, the hopple shorteners were never actually released.
No, it made it hard to stretch out too, Jess, and I understand Tim William was fine for that after the race. And gee, I thought the horse went absolutely super. Drawn the second row, not a great draw, but I think she can overcome it. She's out of a homestand of a mare. She's pretty tough, and I think Rozelski's certainly one you want to consider. I thought Only For You, Jess, racing really well at the moment, week in, week out for Crandale Giddy. Another brave run and running second to Pacific Rapture. And of course, Norvic De Milo racing really well as well. We look at the market at the moment, 450 Pacific Rapture. Well, she's got options. She can lead or pick up a trail, possibly behind Opulent. Got to consider her. Opulent from the gate, speed and the good draw for David Butt. Another one you've got to consider. Ask Me Now was great at the trials last week, Jess, when I called her. She's probably some value at 17 to 1, even from the bad draw. Tandia's Bromac, very disappointing, but drawn to follow out Pacific Rapture. I think you'd have to stay loyal to her. Only For You, she's come up favourite at 380. Not a bad draw to the second row. The Norvic De Milo, very tough filly for Sean McCaffrey, $7. I think that's an attractive price. But for me, the value in the race, number 13, Rozelski. I was very big on her last week, Jess, on the way that she trialled on the Saturday prior. I think the $11, I'd be certainly looking at that because I don't think she'll pay that on the night. And I think Rozelski, a very good each-way chance at value.